welcome back. Today's going to be a bit of a chaotic one. We have got some woodwork scheduled in the living and dining area, so I have been up early trying to get a head start before the noise and dust kick in. Started the morning with my usual routine, open up the blinds to let some sunlight in, checked on all my home plants and turned on the humidifier just to keep the air nice and fresh. Next, it was time to prep the space. I took off all the cushions, grabbed some old bed sheets and covered up the sofa and dining table to protect everything from dust. We have this huge empty wall right next to the fridge in our house, and since we have moved in and from day one we knew we wanted to do something with it. The plan was always to add a crockery cum dresser unit, but we went back and forth with ideas for the longest time. There were quite a few DIY thoughts, and at one point we seriously considered going with a shelving unit from IKEA. But deep down we always knew we wanted something custom, something that would perfectly fit the space, complement the fridge, have glass doors and of course lots of storage. So we finally decided to go ahead with the same company that built our wardrobes, understair storage and mandir. We were really happy with their work in the past, so it just made sense. The only downside was time. It took almost 5 months from placing the order to finally getting the unit installed. But honestly, it was so worth the wait. The final result is exactly what we envisioned. The inlet cabinet LED lighting really elevated the entire space, making it feel brighter and even bigger. The moment the unit was ready, I couldn't resist thinking of all the ways I could style and decorate the space to keep it looking elegant and functional.
The perfect summer is over in a flash.
The next morning, we were up bright and early, too excited to wait any longer. We headed up to the attic and brought down all the crockeries, glasswares and those decorative jars I have been saving for just this space. But before diving into organizing the cabinet, I wanted to get breakfast going. I soaked some urad dal the night before to make medu vada and decided to go with the full South Indian breakfast that would keep us full well into the afternoon. Once the plants were watered and happy, I moved on to the breakfast prep. I started by finely chopping onions and carrots to prepare upma. You can add beans too for a nice crunch and color, but I ran out, so I decided to go ahead without it. Then I roasted some peanuts and cashews in a couple of tablespoons of ghee. The best part about this dish is that it comes together with just 2 tablespoons of ghee or oil, which keeps it light and balanced with the deep fried vadas on the side. Then it was time to dry roast a cup of suji. I set a timer on the hob to keep it from burning, and right after that I rushed back up to the attic as I suddenly remembered some more glassware I had stored away, and I had to get it down. They would be perfect for the display cabinet. One by one, I started gathering all the beautiful glasses and crockeries I have collected over the years. The dinnerware sets, some were gifts, and some have been with me for over 12 years. It's a mix of moments, stories, and favorites. And now, finally, they will all have a proper designated space to shine.
At this time of year, I can't stop asking why I'm struggling to stay.
By now, the suji was nearly roasted. In the remaining ghee, I added about a tablespoon of mustard seeds, curry leaves, along with some whole urad dal and chana dal for tempering. Next went in chopped onions, carrots, and a handful of green peas and some salt. Once everything started to soften, I poured in 3 cups of water since you always want to add about 3 times the amount of water to suji. As the water came to a boil, I slowly added the roasted semolina, stirring continuously to prevent any lumps from forming. And just like that, in no time, a warm, comforting meal was ready. I topped it off with some fresh coriander and it was good to go. In the meantime, my husband already claimed his side of the cabinet. I started styling this section by adding this beautiful crystal glass set of 2. It's one of my favorites. And I couldn't resist placing this elegant hourglass or a sand timer that I recently picked up. I actually chose it with the cabinet's grey tones in mind and it fits perfectly. The heavier dinner sets found their place on the bottom shelf. They not only grounded the arrangement but also added the perfect balance of contrast and shade to the overall look.
Solo un rayo del sol cambia el tiempo en el reloj. Hoy mis deudas reciben perdón. Pago.
I then moved on to the vada. I grounded the soaked urad dal coarsely with a bit of salt, hing, and just a pinch of red chili powder. I personally love the coarse grinding for that slightly crunchy texture it gives to the vada. Once the batter was ready, I fluffed it up a bit with a spatula to aerate it and then mixed in finely chopped coriander, onions, a few black peppercorns, chopped curry leaves, and some freshly grated ginger. You can also add green chili if you like it a bit more spicy. To shape the vada, I use the bottom side of a spatula. It makes it so much easier, and then gently slide them into the medium hot oil, frying them for about 3 to 5 minutes until golden and crispy.
Gonna stay in this moment. Gonna lay here on the grass.
To complete the thali, I paired them with some hot sambar and a side of freshly made coconut chutney. Simple, comforting, and so satisfying for a productive day.
Of all the magic places in the world I've been to, this is where my heart is. Oh, you know it's true. No matter where I go, I'm coming home to you. Been walking down the street so many times, my feet know every brick and stone. Could wear a blindfold. No matter what I do, I'm coming home to you.
Now that everyone is well fed and the kitchen is all tidied up, I can finally shift my focus to what I have been looking forward to, setting up the dresser. This gorgeous autumn theme, pitcher jar, and the matching bowl were a gift I received last year, and ever since I have been holding on to them, waiting for the perfect spot. I placed them on the top shelf and paired them with a similar pitcher style vase to keep the look cohesive. While designing this display unit, the goal was always to keep it minimal. Just a few meaningful pieces on view rather than filling every corner. It was definitely Pinterest inspired. Clean lines, curated decor, and just enough personality to feel warm but not crowded. Let me know your thoughts in comments. I love hearing them. Next, I added a mix of different types of glassware from my collection to the shelf above the countertop, just in sets of two, to keep the look clean and minimal.
But then you came along and proved me all wrong. I was so mistaken, 'cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby.
The wine glasses went up on the hanging rack, which instantly added a touch of elegance to the whole setup.
The ghost, no, I was so stuck. I kept on playing my part, wanted to give up 'cause nothing was changing. But with you it's so clear, and now that you're here I see colors in every spectrum.
And all the remaining extra crockeries, glasses, and mugs will be stored neatly in the covered shelves underneath the countertop. Easily accessible but out of sight to keep the display looking clean and uncluttered. I absolutely love the depth of this storage shelf. It fit almost everything I had. To really maximize the space, I used shelf dividers and grouped similar items together. It made everything so much neater and easier to access.
And I think to myself, and I'm thinking out loud.
And here it is, the final setup. It's such a joy to see everything come together. The pieces I've been collecting over the years, each with a little story, finally having a home. Thanks so much for spending the day with me. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, and give the video a thumbs up. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.